Hi, Sashi. Are you able to hear me? Just give a thumbs up if you can.
Yeah, I'm able to hear you.
Okay, right. Thanks for joining. Let me also bring up my slide and do a slide share and let me know. Uh, okay. Are you able to see my screen also?
Yes, I am able to see your screen.
Okay. You should be seeing Let's Talk SAP screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. And the subsequent slides I change, I will keep you posted. Okay, great. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining. So we will wait for a couple of more minutes, a minute more, you know, just to wait if anybody is going to join. Otherwise, we will get started. Hi, Uday. Hi, Kant. Thanks for joining.
Hey, hi Satish.
Hi, Uday.
Hey, hi Satish. Right.
Hi, Kant. Okay, fine, guys. Let's get started. So a quick introduction about this. Let's talk SAP. So this is a kind of a knowledge sharing session which I ran. So this is an episode 65. Okay. Um, so this I do it on every Wednesday, 8 p.m. IST, and we keep a series of talks with some guest speakers or some areas which we like to share it across. So this is a series on advanced variant configuration. So currently we have did the last week also. Okay, so last week we had a session which was the first session on AVC, and this is a session 2. Okay, so I will run through you. This is kind of a knowledge sharing session only. So there can be some areas which you may find having a different understanding. That's fine, and even with my limited knowledge, I share things across. If you find if anything is not correct, feel free to drop me a comment or a text, then I can update it accordingly. Okay. Um, and that's all about this session. So I like to jump into the topic that we plan to cover today. Okay. So we will talk about so you see the session 2, which has a session highlights. Please give a thumbs up in case if you are able to see them. Okay, so that I know you are able to see my second slide. Thank you, Sasi, for that confirmation. So on this session, I will try to cover 3 parts. One is about the migration approach. Another one will be a transition tools, and another one is conversion planning. Okay. So these are all the 3 areas that I will be covering it across. So if you have any queries or anything, feel free to leave them in the text so that I can cover when we are discussing this. Okay, so that's all. So the first part I will try to cover is about the migration. Why this migration? So I moved to the migration approach slide. So once again, if you see that migration approach slide, please give a thumbs up here so that I know you are watching that. Okay, thank you guys. So why migration approach I wanted to cover here is currently when we talk about variant configuration and advanced variant configuration. So first thing, if you have not attended my last session, in the current scenarios. So when I say current scenarios, I'm going to more focus on the S4 HANA world. Okay, so in S4 HANA world, both the classic variant configuration, which is called as LOVC, and the advanced variant configuration AVC, can coexist. Okay, what does that coexist means? So certain models can still stay as a LOVC model in the current S4 HANA. And then, okay, when I say S4 HANA, especially in the on-prem and the private cloud part, okay, so this can coexist. So if there are hundreds of models now, let's say for a particular business organization or business unit, for that alone, if you like to convert them, then it is possible. So there can be certain set of models which can still continue to stay in LOVC, and there can be certain set of models which can go in advanced variant configuration also. So I like to cover the migration portion, why migration is important. And when it comes to public cloud, only the AVC model can exist. Okay, so public cloud does not support LOVC. So in case if you are working in LOVC and then if you wanted to get into the advanced variant configuration, that coexistence cannot happen, and it has to be fully AVC model only. Okay, so that's the reason I thought of taking the migration approach. So when we talk about migration approach, what is important here? Okay, so the very important thing is model finalization. So models are nothing but a material. Okay, so they are not nothing different here. When I call it a model, so what I am calling it, I'm calling it only a material is what I am calling it as a model. Okay, a model means it has a material, it has a classification class 300, and then all the subsequent settings of the variant configuration is all there. So that is called as a model. Okay, so first part is the model finalization. Okay, so why model finalization is required? So generally, this is like a cleansing activity for us, right? Even when you are trying to migrate things, we will be trying to finalize, okay, what materials is required. Same way, when we say model, so all the subsequent elements of variant configuration. So a variant configuration model will have a, it will have characteristics, it will have a class, variant class 300, and it will have object dependencies. Okay, both at high level and low level. It will have a configuration profile, and there can be one or more profiles, and all the object dependencies, P functions, variant tables. So all these things we have to finalize it. So based on the models, so all the subsequent elements of this model needs to be finalized. Let's say if there are some irrelevant models or models which has been, we are not planning to move it. Okay, so those things and all we can drop it. So that is why we have to do the model finalization and then the analysis portion of it. Okay, when you drop it, what will be the impact, whether still the sales can continue or not. So these are the second part of it that we have to do it. And then we have to take the model creation also. So how do we will see it in the subsequent slide. So what is the plan to, what is our approach to for the model creation, whether we will use the conversion tools or we will do a straight directly we will create those models, and then subsequently testing and then approval. So this is the part. So clubbing this transformation process with the migration approach. So if you see here, if you are moving from LOVC to AVC on an on-prem or private cloud, you have a lot of opportunities, right? So you can take the models directly through an ALE or through a PDR, or if you are building your own migration tools, let's say whether it is an LSMW or BDC or data migration cockpit, whatever you are selecting. So for on-prem and private cloud, you can use all these things. But when it comes to private cloud, with my limited knowledge, I have not seen any migratory tool that directly helps us to perform that. Okay, so that is what I have seen as of now. But I am still working with to people to understand if there is any more direct way of transforming this models into an AVC model from an ECC system or an LOVC model to AVC model. So this migration approach here, whether we will take those models directly and convert it through these mechanisms, right? There is a direct method through data migration cockpit where we can move all this data, or there is a PDR approach that we will be able to adapt to it. So that is the reason I just thought to touch base on the model, the migration part of it. Okay. So I just like to take a pause here. If anybody have any questions on this thing, I'm just going to check the chat and parallelly, look for if you have any questions, we can take it up before we move to the next part. So if you have any questions, please raise your hands, or if it is good to go, leave a thumbs up here. So that's the easiest and quickest way of having the communication on this. Okay, great. I get thumbs ups, 1, 2. So people who are listening, this is a way that we can keep this session interactive. So feel free. Okay, somebody is raising a hand. Yeah, Kant Munga,
Hi,
please
Satish.
speak.
So I
Yeah,
have a question here.
yeah.
So I just want to know, like, if I am in ECC, so I want to move this super bombs and all to S4 private. So
Mm-hmm.
can I use migration approach, right? I can use.
Migration cockpit.
Yeah, I can use it.
Yeah, you can use migration cockpit, but you know the
Yeah,
prerequisites, right? Like
yeah,
you should have moved your characters. See, super
yeah,
bomb, when you say super bomb, you know that it has your characteristics, class,
correct.
and then object
Yeah,
dependencies, correct?
yeah.
So you will be able to, you will, I mean, if you have to take care of the prerequisites, and then you will be able to move the super bomb. But how
Yeah,
you are going to use it is important, right? So there is a
correct.
direct method, and which will take the LOV,
Or
I mean,
staging
sorry,
tables.
yeah, correct. Where you can connect your ECC system to the S4 HANA system, and that is all. See, please, whatever the points we discussing, it all depends on the S4 HANA versions very importantly. So this
Okay,
direct method is available only after the S4 HANA 2022 version in the
okay.
data migration cockpit, right? It was not there available in the earlier versions. So we have to evaluate these inputs with the versions that we are working it across so that it is easy for us to do that.
So same
Okay.
way, can I do the same approach for cloud?
See, cloud. See, for cloud, I have not seen a
Okay,
cloud also it's there, but only thing is for low level configuration, we should not have any problem.
yeah,
Okay. But for high level configuration, it has the configuration profile. It needs to be mandatorily an AVC profile. The processing mode, if you know about the variant configuration, especially in the S4 HANA environment, if you have seen them, uh, we have to define what is the processing mode. The processing mode tells whether this model is going to work in a AVC mode or in a VC mode,
okay.
right? So
Yeah,
especially on the private, on the public cloud part, I have not seen a tool, or I mean, I am trying to understand. I also do have the same question across.
okay.
What is the way that we can migrate it? Okay. Um, what I have understood with some of the I mean, some of the documents that SAP has released it across us. So they talk about the transformative, um, they have suggested that we have to use a LOVC model, migrate it, and then transform it to an AVC model, and then using a replication model. Like if you are aware of the product data replication, they suggest this that use a PDR to do that. But I still have the question, but I will find a way. I will figure out the answer. Then I will surely try to post it to this forum. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Satish.
Okay, right. Okay. Okay, may I know bit about knowledge base and result oriented in configuration in AVC compared? Lakshman Rao, so that's a nice question and very important question too. So I will park it here, okay? Because we are only talking about the migration. If you have seen the initial part, right? Approach and the transition tools and the planning part of it. I will take this question and we will connect back onto that based on the time available, or we can, we will use the same same event invite, and we will continue to put these questions there, and we will share the answers across for everybody. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Good. Okay, thank you. But that's a very important question. We will take it up. Okay. So this is
Okay.
all about migration. So at least for the on-prem and private cloud part, we have seen the migrator tools are very clear. It's a black and white, and also the model conversion is also very clear. Only for the public cloud, since it accepts only AVC model, so I have not done that, didn't get an opportunity, but we will. I'm still about trying to figure an answer for it. Okay. So now I am moving to the next part of this. Okay. So which will be about the transition tools. Okay. So what are these transition tools? So just give me a thumbs up if you are able to see my slide, which is on the transition tools. Okay. So that I know that, okay, cool. Okay, everybody has given a thumbs up. Thank you very much. So we are all seeing the VC AVC transition tools. So why we have to have this transition tools? See, imagine if we are working on if you are trying to migrate it from on-prem from an ECC to S4 HANA, especially in on-prem or an private cloud environment. Many enterprises have a huge numbers of models. Some of them have 1,000 models, some of them have 500 models, some of them have 800 models. And these models would have been built over a course of time. Some of them may be 5 years, some of them they would have built 15 years. And if you know about variant configuration, it exists since 4.7c, correct? So which is like, at least I am aware, from 2003. So the models would have got evolved, and there would have been lot of details available inside the models. And building these models would be a huge knowledge, everything is required. So these transition tools will help you to convert the VC models into an AVC model in a 2 or 3 step processes. One is that one. Second thing, during this transition, it will also help us to understand the compatibility. If many people who have been working from 4.7, they know that currently in S4 HANA, there is only 3 types of ODs that system allows, like selection, condition, procedure, and then precondition. Earlier, there was one more object dependency, which was also called as actions. Actions called discontinued earlier in ECC versions itself. But still, there are people who would have made it obsolete, not being used, or they would have made something and all, right? So these kinds of compatibility, that is one example of it. And the second thing is something called as P function. So like this, there are few compatible features when you are trying to move from VC to AVC. So how will we identify it? As a modeler, it is not possible for me to run through scan and other things. So what SAP has done is, it has created a transition tool. So that is what will help these kinds of migration from VC to AVC in a very faster mode, and which will help to internally validate all the SAP's AVC pre-request. That is the objective of this transition tool. Okay. Now let us look at this tool. Okay. So there are two things in this. Okay, one, we had a transition workbench and workspace management. So if you see here, it all depends on the what is the S4 HANA version you are using. Okay, now there is something called as workspaces which can do both of the thing. Earlier you have to have a workbench and then you have to do a comparison, and then you have to do comparison which will take care of it. Now the comparison is taken care by workspaces. Okay, and uh, the one point I wanted to once again stress here, when we are doing this transition, system will try to convert only the high level object dependencies. So if you know what are the high level object dependencies, then those are the ones which will try to convert. If you have attached a procedure as part of your selection condition, which is there in the bill of material, system is not going to affect it. Okay, still it will be available there for us. Okay, so system is not going to convert that. It will try to convert your configuration profile. It will try to convert your object dependencies, which are part of your high level configuration. It will try to convert your variant tables. So these are the important part. And then the compatibility factor inside the object dependencies, like if you have maintained the tables, if you have defined the date, there are few things which AVC doesn't support, or it would have simplified it. Okay, so those things and all system will throw. That is why this will be done. Okay. So I'm just moving to the next slide. So I will come to the Q&A of this transition at the end of the rest of two slides are there. After that, we will come here. So now I'm moving to the AVC transition tool. So just once again, give me a thumbs up if you guys are able to see my, AVC transition tools. Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks, buddies. I'm getting a confirmation. Okay. So if you see here in this AVC transition workplace, the first part is to have a create function. Okay. So what does this create do? Okay. So what the system will try to do is it will try to, when you go to create, first thing is you have to assign a name and then number, and especially the explosion date. So that is also important for us here. Okay. So on which date it has to explode. As you know, the models are all dependent with the dates and all, correct? So that is also we have to define it. Then after we define that, we will be able to assign all the models. Okay. So here I have given you only one screenshot of it. Sorry. So after you create it, it will actually ask us to assign the models. So here it will open up a button called add model button. There you will assign the model. So when I say models, it is nothing but all our materials. So now what we are going to do, inside one workspace, we can add any number of models generally. Okay. So that is what we will try to do here. So inside a workspace, we can put this model. So what will this help to do? So very importantly, let's say we are working in 2 or 3 business units, which we have to convert to VC in AVC, or if you have some group of materials which has the same set of variant class, how you can group it. If there are 100 models, okay, okay, these 25 are related to, if I take an example, okay, I can say this is all related to bottling labels. Then you can group them all into one, that because most of the characteristics, class, all these values will be same. So when you try to correct for one OD, then obviously wherever that OD has been assigned, all this. So this will help you to group them. So that is the portion which this transition workspace. In the first stage, you are going to create this name and the description with the date, and then you will start to give the add model button and use the add model button and try to add all the materials you wanted to do it. Okay. After this, you can see there's a transition workbench. Okay. So please give me a thumbs up if you are able to see the AVC transition workbench. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So this is a transition workbench. So whatever the models, if I will just, I'm trying to take a pointer here. Let me see if I can pull out a pointer. Yeah, laser pointer has come up. Okay. So you can see here. So let's say I have created this. So here it will give me all the list of what are all the models I have here. Okay. Then there are 5 buttons in the top, correct? So which talks about check LOVC objects, copy, check AVC objects, assign, release, etc. and all. Now we will look at that, what it is all going to help us. Okay. So there is also an object hierarchy in the left side. It actually gives what are all the all the models which we have assigned in that. All those things will get displayed there. Since I have given only one model since it's for the testing part, so that is only it's coming here. Okay. So first thing is for the check LOVC objects. Okay. So whenever we do the check LOVC objects, what system will do is it will check all the all the compatibility body as we were talking it about, right? So it will tell, you know, what are all the errors that we are facing it across. So I'm just highlighting in this part. When you see the check LOVC objects here, it will try to give you the list of errors here. Okay. So since I have fixed everything and taken a screenshot, it says checks were successfully executed without any findings. That means it's all clear for us. Okay. But in real time, you can see it will give you some warning messages. It will give you some error messages with some what is the owner name. So owner name is nothing but it will tell about the dependencies or that kind of details, and it will give you the exact object name. Okay. Exact object dependency name along with the text. So for an example, in case if you are having variant functions, if you have assigned something in a variant in a let's say inside a dependency, so we will get an object dependency name, and it will actually come in a red color because you have to anyhow fix it. Okay. And then it will also say what is the text there. It will say, okay, variant functions and p functions are not supported or something like that. You will find it. Okay. And then it will also have some message text, and there's a long text. I think I have not taken it. So these kinds of information will come in the bottom. So what is the objective for the check LOVC object? So the check LOVC object is, it is very important that we get all green or no red. So there can be some warning messages also. Okay. So those kind of things, everything will be done in the using the check LOVC objects. Generally, what we do, we will try to fix all those things. So this is the first stage of it. So once we are done with it, okay, then we will try to copy them. So to copy them, what system will do is, so if I let's say this is a variant and configuration. Let's say this is my profile. Okay. Now what system will do it? It will create a new profile saying that variant configuration underscore AVC. So what system generally proposes this, and it is an editable field. Okay. So you will be able to edit it. Okay. In case if you wanted to rename that, etc. and all. Because you are trying to copy them, correct? So it will come with it will come with the suffix as underscore AVC. So all those VC objects will get a suffix, and then it will also say here, you can see it has not created. Um, in case when we create it, it will go into that. So second stage will be to copy that. So after we do a copy, then we can, you know, So these AVC, it is getting created now. Okay. So once it's getting created, you can see some of the status will be in preparation until we assign it and release it. So it will be in a preparation part, and some of them cannot be created if it is red or something. After that, we will try to and you can see there's a target compatibility. So target compatibilities, it can be red and green, blue and green, etc., blue and red, etc. If it is red, it is not compatible. Okay. So here in the top portion, you will see the new AVC name, and it has a status. Yes, it will. Since here it is saying it's not created, it can be in preparation and then release, etc. Okay. So check, we do first LOVC objects, then we do a copy, and then check AVC objects, then we do the assignment. Okay. So we can just assign it, and then so when you do this assignment, then it will get assigned to the particular the parent where it has got created across. Okay. So, and even for that also we can do a check, and then you can release this model. So these are the stages that every model will go through the cycle. So first we can use a VC object check, and then we can copy it, and then we can check the AVC objects which has been created. When you assign it, it will get assigned to its roots, and then you can release it. So you can now visualize that when we take the let's say when we are taking this all the objects, so whatever you have the issues, when you do the check LOVC objects itself, it will get thrown up in the bottom window, and you will fix it. So let's say if there is one object dependency, if you fix it, if it is part of 10 models, everywhere it will automatically get into the fixed mode. And wherever we are having this AVC, that particular object dependency will be converted as a new AVC against the new AVC profile. Here, let's say if this AVC profile root, the object dependency root is the profile, then it will also get converted and it will get attached to that. So these transition tools are very important, and this helps us to do the conversion from LOVC to AVC in a very controlled way. And I will say this is more kind of a there are some automations, right, where it will help you to create the AVC objects and then assign it accordingly and then release it also. So this is what the system will try to help us as part of the transition tools. Okay. So I take a pause here, and let's open up for any questions that you have here um, through a chat, or you can unmute and we can discuss that also. So I'm just waiting if anybody have any question on this part. Okay. So feel free to raise your hands if you want. So for a quick recap of this, I will try to run through those 3 slides once again. Okay. So, or at least these 2 slides. So first is we will create this transition workspace. So this will help us to create a one workspace inside which we can assign the required models. And then we go to the workbench. Here, we will try to use these in sequence of tasks first to check the LOVC object. So whatever we have put in this selection, it will all be part of this, and it will try to give us the compatibility and non-compatible paths, which will be those errors will also come here. And then we can use this copy. The copy function will try to copy the LOVC into AVC, and then those AVC will also then we can do the check on the AVC objects. Here, when we do the check on AVC, it will be doing it against those AVC objects, like a selection, a procedure or a constraint, what we have done, which will be done. Then we will assign, this will assign it to that particular root or that equivalent place, and then it will release it. So this is the transition tool. This is very important. With this only, we will be able to fast track our transitions. Okay. So once again, I like to just take, if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. Now, uh, two portions we have covered. One is the migration approach, and second one is the transition tools. Now we will go to the third part, which will be about the planning part, AVC conversion planning. Okay. So this AVC conversion is equivalent to running a project. Okay. So why I say that it is equivalent to running a project by itself? Why I say that is because it has, it has a lot of tasks inbuilt within itself, right? If you have worked in any of the variant configuration projects, this will touch across all the modules. This will be kind of a foundation layer, especially when you are working in the variant configuration for those all the models where the business process are happening. This is important for your logistics. It's important for your costing, for your production planning, for your procurement. Everywhere, correct? So that is why when we plan to switch or when we plan to migrate, we have to have a very clear plan for this. Okay, even if it is part of a one project, this particular model planning is important, because let's assume there are 100 models which is available in the project that you are working. Now, if you let's say you have a phases. Generally today we are having, if you take the traditional method, you have a blueprinting phase, then you are having a uh, you know a realization phase, then your cutover and other thing. Now, whether all the 100 models can be made available on the day one of your realization phase, it is not possible. Okay. So that is why we have to do a proper planning. So that is why we talk about the scoping part. Okay, in the scoping part, we have to define, okay, what are we planning to do? What are all the models we are to be transformed? So that is very, very, very important, right? Based on that one only, we will be able to create and we will be able to prioritize. Assuming that you prioritize on a one model, but the other set of people from the other modules are all working on a different model or different material, then it will not sync. So it is very important to define which models are to be transformed. Okay. And we have to chart out a plan and we have to communicate. So the scoping portion is very important at the first space. Okay. So what are all the models that we plan to do it? Then we have to plan the things, right? Generally how we do in the planning part, we have to do, okay, what are all the models we decided? Okay, these are the 50 models. Now out of those 50 models, which model will be delivered at what timeline? you know whether it will be delivered, okay, let's say this first five models will come for you on May 15th, and this will come on you on June, and this will come on July, which should align to the project plans also. Let's say if you are working on a wave methods, we are working with multiple countries, then this planning should also get in sync. Okay, for wave one, these are the 10 models available. Okay, we have to do. This is piloting. So for this pilot, these models are available, we have to do. And whether the day on which the piloting is planning to do the UAT or an SAT, whether this model can be delivered. So that is the importance of planning part, syncing all those things with the conversion of the models against the other project activities or the plans. So that's the important part of it. Uh, this is, I'm just telling, holistically, we are working across kind of an S4 HANA in terms of, let's say it's a brownfield implementation where both the things are happening. Okay. Then implementing them and the testing go live hypercare. This all should have to sync in with the current project timeline which you are doing. Same thing. Let's say, okay, now we are not going to do anything. We are just migrating, and then we just wanted to do the conversion of AVC. That means it's a fully migration, but only for AVC we are doing. Same thing we have to do it. We have to scope the models, plan it, implement. When I say implementing, it's we have to, the realization has to happen. And testing, the testing is very important. Every configuration has to be tested properly. And then we have to plan for the deployment and we have to plan the hypercare. So here, based on the approach, whether it's a brown field or a green field, whether it's a part of an S4 HANA journey where the migration or the greenfield things are happening, along with all the business transformations. When I say business transformations, is all the other modules are also getting implemented or migrated. So there should be an extensive scoping and planning to be done, and this has to get aligned with the current set of tasks that we are planning to do it across. So that's why I just mentioned one particular slide here about the conversion planning path, and this has to be tailor-made or customized as per the volume of models that we are working or the data that we are doing. Okay. So these are primarily the things that I plan to cover today. So now, once again, I open the floor for any questions or any clarification on the points that we have discussed now. Yeah, go ahead, Sashi. I think I see your hands raised.
Yes, Sadish. Whether the ABC models will work in GUI interface?
ABC models, not all of them will work in GUI interface. Okay. ABC models, first of all, will not work in your CU50. Okay. But when you have created a sales order, there you are having a configuration screen, correct?
Yes.
So that pop-up comes up when you use the AVC part. You understood the difference here, right?
Yes.
So that kind of wherever, so what they have clearly did is anything which is very core related to the VC objects or the VC data components, they are not working. Like if you use CU50, it will not work. It will say, okay, you cannot explore the configuration with this transaction.
Okay.
Like if you go to, if you wanted to create a variant material, and if you wanted to attach that MRP3 view, and if you want to configure a variant, it will not allow you to do. Okay. So like that, there are certain components which will not allow. But the same material, if you put it in a sales order on a GUI transaction, the AVC material, and there is it will take you to the configuration screen, and you can complete it and you can come back.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yep. So feel free, guys. So keep it more interactive, because as I said, I'm not an expert in this topic. I'm just sharing what I have done or what I have read, what I have implemented. Okay. So we'll be happy to hear any questions that you have over them. Okay. So feel free to make this session more interactive so that will benefit others too. Okay, so until somebody asks up, so I just like to understand how many of you are working on variant configuration. Just give a thumbs up. That is also good. Okay, I have seen one hand, at least only one one thumbs up. So Sashi is working on VC. Okay, fine. How many of you are planning to work or seeing that in the roadmap? Okay, I may be getting into this VC related projects. Okay, nice that I see one more person raising a hand saying, yes, I see a roadmap that I may get into a VC project. Okay, cool. Okay. How many of you find this session is useful? Okay, I found one hand, two. Okay, I got two thumbs ups. I don't know. There are a few more people there. Okay. Okay, I get one more. fine. So that's all from my side, guys. Okay, I can stay here. We can discuss if you still have some questions. Uh, but these are the things that I plan to discuss it across. Okay, so just wanted to tell you that once again about this session. So this is Let's Talk SAP. This is an initiative that I run on the LinkedIn platform. I just help to conduct sessions on multiple topics, and this time we are running this series on advanced variant configuration. So we have done 2 out of 4. So another 2 more. We will try to do this AVC scenarios. And feel free to write if you have any topic on mind which will interest a larger audience. Then either I will take it up and I can present, or we bring experts who can help us to decode that particular topic. You can follow me on the LinkedIn part, and you can look at the earlier events that we have all completed for this.
What will be the content for next third and fourth session, Satish?
Okay, what is the content? That's a good question. So let me pull it out.
I haven't joined in your first session also.
Okay.
If there is a recording.
No, I'm still figuring out a way. Earlier, we used to have a LinkedIn Live, so those data used to stay back there. But now we are using a Zoom, and there are some challenges to still. I'm just still finding a way to, bring it out to to a larger audience to stay that data there. So just taking it out. So the next one, we will be talking about the modeling part. We spoke about the transition now. So we will try to cover some of the best practices of the modeling in the AVC, some of the improvement that has come, how we will be using the trays, how we will build the models, how high-level configuration is impacted. Those kind of things we will cover it in the session 3. And on the session 4, we will try to cover the special functions or the functionalities or the business functions, like how ETO, CTO, CTO plus, some of the new functions, bundling. There are very specific functions which can work only in AVC. So that we are trying to cover in the 4th session, and the next session we will try to cover on the modeling. Because if you see, variant tables has some limitations. P functions are not going up. They're not available in IS4. So what will be the alternate? So these kind of things, there's a baddie that SAP has given, right? So these are the kind of things we try to, at least I have it in my mind to discuss in the next session, in the 3rd and 4th session. 3rd session will be modeling. 4th session will be to the business functionalities like ETO, CTO, CTO plus, what SAP is coming up, bundling, etc. and all.
Good. Thank you, Satish. I'll be available for the 3rd and 4th one.
Okay, right. Thank you, guys. There are some questions in the chat. Let me see what is that. Okay, nice. I think there are topic that's coming up. So I think there's a topic that has been requested. Where is this chat, guy? Okay, this is the chat. What is the chat? Okay. We are looking for something called demand-driven MRP. Good. That topic we can cover. PPDS planning and scheduling versus general capacity planning addition. Sure, that is also a very nice topic. We will try to cover. Sure, folks. Thank you, Kant Munga, that you have given topics which one.
Thanks, Satish. Thanks for the
Yeah, we will surely consider. Okay. Even if I miss it out, feel free to give me a shout on this. I'm available on LinkedIn. You can reach me there, give a shout over there. We will try to cover it across. Okay. And guys, just one more thing I want to tell you. I mean, you are also most welcome to share any area that you wanted to be part of this. You can also be a speaker here. I can host you. So, are you? If you have somebody, any of the expert areas in any areas, if they like to join here, I am very happy to host anybody who has an objective of sharing knowledge. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining this, sparing 45 minutes or 45 minutes plus and hearing this. I feel that it's a great, appreciate all your times, giving the time. Okay, thank you very much. Help to spread out the word in whatever means you can do. I just leave it to you that so that we see this. We have a lot of people joining and adding more value by sharing. Okay. Thank you, everybody. See you next week on the Let's Talk SAP session. Okay. Thank you all. Take care. Bye.
Thanks, Sasi. Thanks a lot.
I'm just stopping the sharing and see you
Thank
next
you.
week. Happy to meet you all.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you all. Bye bye.